So let me tell you this: you've seen it on the zero. You've seen it on the backup button. Hmm. So they were blocking me from hitting the one and to getting into my cell phone, and then they were also blocking me. So that's my password, world, and I'm gonna have to change it now. But they were blocking me from from hitting the number one on my password. So I'm gonna change my password now. I'm gonna change both of my passwords on my cell phones because they need change, but it doesn't matter because they're all mirror screening my phones anyway. So I'm just gonna leave my password. No, I'm gonna change it, but I'm gonna tell you this: they're all gonna know my password even when I change it because they're all mirror screening my phone, and so they're all gonna still know my password. And let me tell you this: they all want my phones. They all want my phones. The whole state and federal government. The whole state and federal government wants my phones. The White House wants my phones. The FBI wants my phones. The CIA wants my phones. The NSA wants my phones. Homeland Security, National Reconnaissance wants my phones. The corrupt police want my phones. The corrupted FBI wants my phones. Corrupted Special Agent Heather Butters of FBI headquarters in the Internal Affairs Division wants my phones. The whole state and federal government want my phones. They all want my phones because they're all filled with evidence. And I want my phones back from you corrupted scumbag, lying, conniving, corrupted special agent Heather Butters. I want my phones 1 through 5 back. Those are my phones. Those are my phones. I sent you under false pretenses. Under false pretenses and pretty false pretenses. In a courtroom, you know that I'll get them back. In a courtroom, you know that I'll get them back under because I gave them to you under false pretenses. I gave them to you under false pretenses of you acting like a good federal agent, of you acting like a good person, of you acting like you were truthful and honest, and you seen everything that I was typing. You seen everything that I was typing, and what I wanted done, and that was the contingency for you to get my cell phones, or that was the only way you were going to get my cell phones. That was the only way you were going to get my cell phones, and you acted, and so we made a pact. We made a pact via predictive text that you would get my cell phone if you would do the right thing. If you would do the right thing, and I knew that you were spying on my predictive text, and I knew you seen that everything that I was wanting, and you acted like you were helping, and you acted like you were helping, and that's how you got my cell phones, and that's how she got my cell phones, bro. Special corrupted special agent Heather Butters of FBI headquarters in the Internal Affairs Division was communicating with me through predictive text and acting, and so is corrupted federal prosecutor Ashley Walker. Both of them were, but primarily corrupted special agent Heather Butters of FBI headquarters in the Internal Affairs Division was communicating with me via my predictive text, and this is all the way back in the fall of 2024, and she acted like she was going to do the right thing. She acted like she was going to do the truthful and honest thing. Corrupted Special Agent Heather Butters lied to get my cell phones, and committed felonies to get my cell phones, and that is how she got my cell phones, and that's why I've trusted her, because she acted like she was trustworthy via communicating with me through my predictive text. And so she 100 trillion% communicated with me over and over and over through my predictive text. And 100 trillion%, I gave her my phones under false pretenses. Those are my cell phones, my cell phones, my cell phones. I didn't commit any crimes on them. They were normal cell phones. They're filled with all the video evidence, screenshot of evidence, and the hundreds of videos and the thousands of screenshots. And that's my evidence against corrupted Special Agent Heather Butters of FBI headquarters, and against the corrupted FBI. I had to make sure it's still recording, and against the corrupted police, and against the corrupted state and federal government agents and inside their government agencies, and against everybody who's all taking part in terrorizing me, torturing me, or a lot of you, framing me, gang stalking me, and Uni One and her friends, and family. And I want my phones back, corrupted special agent Heather Butters. I want my phones back. Mail them back to me now, you corrupt scumbag. Mail them back to me now, you corrupt, lying, conniving scumbag. You better mail them back to me, and I know you won't. I know you won't, because they're all filled with evidence against you. They're all filled with evidence against the FBI. Give me my phones. Give me my phones. Give me my rights. Give me my rights. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Give me my medical rights. Give me my medical rights. Give me my phone. Corrupted Special Agent Hunter Butters, corrupt St. Louis County Police, corrupt St. Louis County Chief of Police, corrupt St. Louis County Board of Commissioners, and corrupt Judge Commissioner Gus. All felony withholding my medical rights. All felony withholding my medical rights. Give me my medical rights. You know that I'm 100 billion% sane. You know that I'm 100 billion% able and capable of taking care of myself. And I do take care of myself and always have and always will. My mom gave false testimony under being scared for her life because Corrupt Officer Chris Koester of St. Louis County Police forced and threatened my parents forced and threatened my parents over and over and over and over to take my rights. My mom never wanted to take my rights, didn't believe that my rights needed to be taken. It was never her idea. It was never my dad's idea, and they never wanted to be a part of it, not even when she testified. She thought she had to, and she testified falsely, but from her heart, about me, because Corrupt Officer Chris Koester lied to my mom and told my mom that if that she didn't take my rights, that the state was going to take my rights from me, and they were going to put me in a home miles and miles away. They were going to put me in a home miles and miles, or hundreds of miles to thousands of miles away for for a year, and that was never going to happen. Corrupt St. Louis County Police and the corrupt state never had enough false evidence framing me to take my rights. And Corrupt Officer Chris Koester also told my dad, making sure I still got time. Also told my dad that if they didn't take my rights, that the corrupt St. Louis County Police were going to charge me for police harassment and put me into prison or jail up to a year. That was never the case. That was never true. That was a lie as well. So my parents, in fear for their son's life from being put in jail or put falsely in jail or put into a home, which none of those were never going to happen. None of those were never going to happen. And those are on Corrupted Officer Chris Koester's recorded calls, 314-276-4957 to my mom and dad. And my mom's already reported over and over and over to me, I don't want your rights. You don't need it. You don't need to have your rights, or you don't need to have your rights taken. You're fine. You're fine. My mom's already reported that over and over. My mom's already admitted to the Department of Justice, corrupt St. Louis County Police Internal Affairs, corrupted Special Agent Heather Butters of FBI headquarters in the Internal Affairs Division of Justice and Conspiracy for the Future of America, and to Senator Josh Hawley, that I'm 100 trillion% sane, and that I'm 100 trillion% able to take care of myself, and able to take care of myself, and I do take care of myself. And she's admitted it to me, and she's admitted it to friends. So that's the truth, the facts, the honesty, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that I have to even have to explain that I can take care of myself. Y'all are absolutely ridiculous. Instead of investigating me for being able to take care of myself, why aren't you investigating Corrupt Officer Chris Koester for lying to my parents and forcing and threatening my parents to take my rights? That's what's fucked up about this situation, and I'm not sorry for cussing. That's what fucked up about this situation. You're investigating me to see if I can take care of myself. You should be investigating Corrupt Officer Chris Koester for lying to my parents, forcing and threatening my parents to take my rights, and you should be investigating corrupt Judge Commissioner Gus for felony taking my rights and felony withholding my rights. And instead, you're falsely and illegally looking in to see if I can take care of myself. You know how fucking stupid you sound? I don't care if it's all the way up to the White House. I don't care who you are, Department of Justice, CIA, and NSA. You know how fucking stupid you sound when you say, oh, we want to see if a grown-ass man can take care of himself, who's fully literate, who knows, who can talk, walk, and do everything. We want to see if he can take care of himself. Do you know how fucking stupid you sound? Why the hell are you investigating me? Why aren't you investigating Corrupt Officer Chris Koester of St. Louis County Police for lying and forcing and threatening my parents to take my rights? Why aren't you investigating corrupt Judge Commissioner Gus for felony taking my rights? Do you know how stupid you sound? Do you know how fucking stupid any of you sound for saying, oh, he can't he can't take care of himself, or we need to investigate to see if he can take care of himself. I'm a grown ass man, fully functioning individual, and y'all are all fucked up in the head for keep felony withholding my rights. Corrupt St. Louis County Police, piece of shit, corrupt Judge Commissioner Gus, felony withholding my rights, who's a lying, conniving, corrupt judge who knows I'm 100 trillion% sane, and keep a felony withholding my rights, felony withholding me my rights. Give me my rights, corrupt Judge Gus. Give me my rights, corrupt Commissioner Gus. Give me my rights, or my rights that I deserve. My mom gave false testimony, and corrupt officer Chris Koester committed true and real felony perjury inside of his testimony. Corrupt officer Chris Koester committed felony perjury on October 30th of 2024, and Commissioner Gus still hasn't charged him with crimes. Still hasn't charged with corrupt officer Chris Koester with crimes. But yet he's felony withholding my rights. And corrupt St. Louis County Police knows that I'm 100 billion% sane and 100 billion% able and capable of taking care of myself. And they won't give me my rights either. And they're felony withholding my rights. And they've known every single time since this began that I'm 100 billion% able to take care of myself and fully functional. And they won't give me my medical rights. They won't give me my medical rights. And I'm gonna say it again. Do you know how stupid you guys all sound to investigate to see if a grown ass man who's fully functional can take care of himself, instead of investigating the corrupt St. Louis County Police Officer Chris Koester of St. Louis County Police Department, a corrupt national security officer as well, who coerced and forced and threatened my parents, and I've reported it to the government over and over and over, and nothing's been done. A corrupt officer Chris Koester, he's still out terrorizing me, tormenting me, torturing me, harassing me, gang stalking me, because our piece of shit government won't do their damn job, because they're all committing obstruction of justice and conspiracy, covering up corrupt officer Chris Koester. So instead, they're risking my innocent life in order to cover up all of this information. So my life don't mean I'm an innocent American citizen, and the entire state and federal government of the United States of America is putting my risk in my innocent life because they're too damn scared to admit the truth to the American citizens, and they're too damn scared to admit that maybe corrupt officer Chris Koester might be only partially framing them. Maybe he's only partially framing you, and maybe that's why you're covering it up, because if he wasn't partially framing you, you would have already did something about it. And so, and you wouldn't even be scared. And you wouldn't be leaving me out here to be terrorized, tormented, tortured, harassed, gang stalked, framed, spied on, and murdered, which means some of you committed your crimes. Some of you committed the crimes. You corrupt, lying, conniving scumbags. Give me my rights. Give me my damn rights. Give me my damn rights. I'm going to start calling out the entire federal government for everything. I'm going to start calling out the entire federal government and everything I know on these videos that the news is going to see, And I'm going to start releasing everything that I know the Union One's verified over and over and over and over. Give me my rights. Give me my rights. Give me my rights. I'm releasing more information tomorrow.